My previous analysis of Hecken token resulted in more than 100% profits, and my previous stock analysis of Smith & Wesson resulted in more than 20% profits. If you want to become a profitable trader without the help of indicators, just with naked charting, then you need to smash that subscribe button and be a member of Team NakedTrader for the best analysis. Hello people, I'm the NakedTrader and today I will analyze Bitcoin, Ethereum, Visa, Smith & Wesson, Hecken token and SEI. So let's start with the weekly performance of the crypto market. Overall, a massive red week. Almost all coins are in red. Only a few green ones. SEI is up 12% and KAIA is up 14.9%. And by the way, the trade of last week with KAIA resulted also in profits. So if you missed that one, check the last week analysis so you can still check it out. And the red ones are Fartcoin minus 30.9%, Pepe minus 19.3%, Arbitrum minus 18.8%, Immutable X minus 20.3%, Floki Inu minus 16.7%, Sandbox minus 11.5%, Sonic minus 22.2%, and a lot more. And if I change to the daily, today's sentiment also all coins in red. Virtual minus 16.2%, Ondo minus 9.2%, Athena minus 9.1%, Render minus 8.6%, Jupiter minus 10.4%, Injective minus 12.4%, Bonk minus 9.2%, and from here I will go to CoinMarketCap. Currently we have a market cap of 3.14 trillion with a 24-hour volume of 115.04 billion. And the current fear and greed is still in the neutral zone. The score is 40, almost in the bear zone. The top 10 coins of today are Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Solana, Tron, Dogecoin and Cardano. And from here, let's go to the weekly performance of the stock market. Overall, more red than green ones. We have some red numbers: Visa minus 8.84, MasterCard minus 9.56, PayPal minus 6.36, SEP minus 4.69, Adobe minus 8.83, Google minus 5.16, Apple is up just under 1%, Oracle is up 2.66, Palantir is up 1.56, Cloudflare 4.97, XCOM, ExxonMobil is up 4.53, and from here let's go to the chart of Bitcoin. I will start at the weekly. About 11 hours and 22 minutes to close this week's candle. Current candle is red and the price is at $102,638. We are at the top over here. So here it was resistance, now it is support. I will show the weekly levels here and the monthly. As you can see, at support, on weekly support level. And from the weekly, let's change to the daily. Rejection, rejection, went back to the start of the impulse over here. And I will show the daily levels and last week's scenario. So if the price doesn't hold support, then we will probably see under 100,000 for Bitcoin, and that is the entry at 96,131. And if it falls through support over there, then the next entry will be here at 92,227. I will remove the most bullish scenario and add another one. as we are here. So this is another playable setup, perhaps a test around 109,000, pullback, entry at 105,149, aiming for the continuation and a new all-time high, aiming to break that 111,000. And if the price goes up more aggressive, print a new all-time high around 116,000, pullback with entry at 109,114, aiming for the continuation play. So we have 4 potential scenarios for the coming days for Bitcoin. And from Bitcoin, I will go to Visa. Starting at the monthly, current price is at $338.57. Here was the all-time high, another all-time high, rejection on the monthly, went back to the start of the impulse here, 344 is under the impulse, pick up liquidity over here at 313. I will add some levels. And from the monthly, let's change to the weekly. Okay. So what do we see on the weekly? Okay, one moment. I will come back in a minute. Okay, that was the mailman. He delivered something, so excuse me. The weekly. Okay. And from the weekly, I will change to the daily. Here was the drop off to the low on the daily. Okay. I will go back to the weekly and make a plan for the coming days. So if the price managed to go up, then I would like to see a daily gain above $348, perhaps a test of this drop-off area, 353, pullback with entry 339, aiming to break that 353, aiming for 360 and higher. This is a little high risk play. Actually, for the bullish scenario, I prefer to see something like this. Gain above 357, pullback, entry at 348, aiming for a new all-time high. And if the price doesn't hold support, then I'll be defensive. Perhaps the entry here at 312, trying to go up from there. And else I will aim for a more defensive play. Probably the entry over here at $283, trying to go up from there. So we have 4 potential scenarios for Visa Incorporated, and from here I will go to Smith and Wesson. I've charted this one 43. So if you took this most defensive play, you are in profits. I hope you took some profits there and increase your stop loss. And if you did, then you're already out position. So I will post a link of that previous video in the description so you can check it out if you like. And for now, I would like to start on the monthly. And I will start with a clean chart. And from the monthly, let's change to the weekly. I see a lot of down pressure on the monthly. On the weekly, a rejection from this previous drop off to the low over here. That's why we went back to the start of the impulse. And now it needs to hold support, else we will see lower prices for Smith and Wesson. I will add some weekly levels. And I will go back in the past, see what I can find. Okay. Let's go back to current and let me change to the daily. Okay. I will go back to the weekly and make a plan for the coming days. If the price managed to hold support, then I would like to see a daily gain above $9.83, perhaps a test of $10.51, pullback with an entry $9.52, aiming to break that $10.87, and else a daily gain above $10.51, perhaps a test above $10.87 pullback with entry at $9.88, aiming to break $11.64, and else I would aim for the entry either here at $7.61, trying to go up from there. And if it falls through support at $7.61, then the entry between $5.71 and $6.31. So you can pick either defensive or a little bit more aggressive, or just wait for a lower time frame rotation on the confirmation with higher lows and higher highs. Yes? So we have 4 potential scenarios for Smith & Wesson, and from here I will go to Hacken token. And if we take a closer look, the entry over here, the entry at just under 4 cents, 3.987 cents, just got front run hit by not even a cent. So that is 0.20. But the entry here is a flawless entry. That was the entry of 4.183 cents. And if you took position there, then you're in profits. And I hope you guys took your profits. You're in profits about 94%. And also the trade after the gain. Where's my brush? Over here. Here we had the gain. And that was the pullback. The entry here, it was resistance, and here the entry to the high over there. If you took that one, then you're in profits. That was the entry at 4.7 cents. Also a beautiful trade, about 69% profits. I hope everyone took their profits, increased the stop loss to prevent losses like this. Because the current price is under a cent. If you didn't took your profits, if you didn't increase your stop loss, then you're in losses. From the last top, the price went down 96%. That's why we use stop losses, that's why we trade, and that's why we take profit points. For now, let me start with a clean chart here. And let me start at the weekly. I think we are at all-time lows currently. Yes, we are. So let's zoom in a bit. This was the previous all-time low on the weekly, 1.4 cents. Here it was support, and then the drop of 1.6 cents. Okay, I will change to the daily. Not looking good, guys. Does anyone know what happened? Why the price is so low? Let me know in the comments. Okay, let me change to the 4 hours. One hour. $15 minutes. Not looking good. I will change to the daily. If the price managed to go up, then I would like to see a test of 1.4 cents, perhaps a little higher, 1.5 cents, pullback with entry at 1.1 cents, aiming to break the drop off here. And else, if the price managed to go up more aggressive, perhaps the test under 2 cents at 1.9 cents, pullback with the entry on the drop off, the 1.5 cents, aiming for the continuation. But if the price doesn't hold support, then it looks very bad, and then you need to wait for a lower time frame rotation, something like this. So a low, high, a lower low, and high that with a gain of the previous high, and higher low, the entry from this side over here, and then continuation play. Yes. So 3 potential scenarios here for a Hackan token, and from here I will go to say USDT. Current price is at 19.90 cents, almost 20 cents. I will add some levels. Okay. And from the weekly, I will change to the daily. On the daily, we see a rejection of this drop off to the low, the rejection of 20 cents. So no opening and closure of the candle above. That's when it's called a rejection. It needs to open and close above this level for to be a gain. It's now testing this 19.76 cents. So what can we do on the daily? The entry here is still valid. The entry of 17.93 cents, actually aiming to break that 22 cents. If the price doesn't hold support, you can play the start of the impulse, but actually I would prefer, then I would like to see a strong move perhaps a test of 27 cents, pullback, entry at 24.40, aiming for the continuation play. Strong move because the selling pressure should be gone here. And let me zoom in a bit. Okay. And else, the most defensive play for now is the entry over here at 12.47 cents, trying to go up from there. So we have 4 potential scenarios for, say, USDT, and from here let's go to Ethereum. Starting at the weekly, less than 11 hours to close this week's candle. In red, another rejection. Current price at $2,281. And let me show the weekly and monthly levels. Currently at support level of 2,291. Not looking good. Okay, from the weekly I will change to the daily. And I will show last week scenarios. So look at this. You could have been in the short over here, in the long over here, in the short over here, and again in the long over here. The pullback, entry over here, in profits about 6%, and that's enough to take your profits and increase your stop loss to prevent losses like this. So this trade is from two weeks ago and considered as played out. This one, let me remove this one. This one is in play now. Like mentioned already 2 or 3 weeks, I think. The entry at $2,241, currently in profits. $1.76. First target point 2.28. Enough to take your profits there and increase your stop loss. So this one is in play, and I would recommend to take some profits again over here at 2,475 if the price goes up so high. If it doesn't hold support, then the next entry will be activated. That's the entry just above 2,000 at 2,036.40. And if it falls through support over there, then the next one will be at $1,816. And I will add one more. If the price managed to hold support, then I would like to see a test of 2,678, a pullback with an entry at 2,475 for the continuation play, aiming to break the $2,819. So these are the 4 scenarios for the coming days. And for now, guys, enjoy your day. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Laters.